Right, traders, let's make sense of this market. This is Dow on the daily. We are literally just a couple of minutes off the close. We've got the daily 8 here, and all we've done is retested this hammer. So we come off of the 127 extension and we just retested that hammer, which is often the case. We've got Philly Fed and weekly jobs data tomorrow, so we could, the fact we're holding the daily 8 means that this is still a bullish market. This trend is still intact. We are not breaking the trend. However, one close below the 8 and this is in trouble. The difference here, the main difference here is the RSI. In fact, we've got divergent RSI. This RSI here, we're higher on the chart, but we're lower on the high of the RSI. So we could be ready to come off here. So if we retest that star and then close below the daily 8, then this is bearish. Because we'll be closing below the 8, closing below the channel, and then this star will be in place. So what I suggest you might want to do is, if you're a swing trader, you can short 945, 940 with a stop under, a stop above 16,035. If you're an intraday trader, you can do this. You can go to a 60-minute chart. You can put a fib on this move, even to just today's price action, and then look to short the top of the fib zone, which is 977 if we see it. Otherwise, look what's happening now. The market is just closing. We've got a 60-minute hammer even. So we start breaking 920 and holding above 920, this market can recover. A market that's this bullish loves pullbacks. Note its daily S3. We failed at the pivot, dropped through S1, S2, and we touched S3. These pivots are great, and they mean you don't have to have fibs on your charts, which I find a little bit crowded. But this area here, if you're an intraday trader, is an area to potentially short. Retest of those reversal bars up there, and a retest of the fibs. Okay, so that is the daily Dow. Let's look at the daily Euro. Fell very early on. Hit the 50% fibs. It looked, it had a nice move. I was looking to short this. Here, and of course it closed above it. So when this fell, it fell very, very early on. We had a reversal bar at the Dow open, in fact, on the 15-minute chart, and that reversal bar was never breached. So I would love to get short this at 135, or probably all we're going to get is under that level there. Now that level there would be 134.95 area. Because if this starts to work, we should see the euro come down to this level here, the 127 extension, and possibly 161. Okay, so this is a new high in the little run, drastic close below it. We just need to get short. And it's possible that will only short here. Alright, so that's the levels. If you're a swing trader, I would be aggressive and look for 488 with a stop above 577. Pound. Look at this. So this is the great mighty pound at the moment. We didn't even close below yesterday. That was very narrowly above yesterday's open. So that is holding this range. Got some UK data tomorrow. However, it is a reversal bar. And let's face the facts, that is a reversal bar. But the RSI is only midway. So at the moment we're just top of the box. We closed above the box. We closed, this is the box here. All we're doing is staying inside that box. If we retest these areas here again and hold, we could still bounce out. However, that is a topping tail and a lower close. So it has a very bearish tone to it. The pound yen is still holding up. So we've got a mast, a nice little flag, breakout. Now we have another mast, a potential nice flag. So the thing about this flag here was, they came back down to this support. So if we can come back down to this support here on 5,950, I would still consider buying this. This is now support. This was resistance, massive resistance. This is now support. So we start breaking out of this because we can't get through that high. I would look to reload here on this trend line. As for trading it now, this is the fibs on last week's action. So this week we came down to 160.50, went right up to Friday's high and the Sunday open, and failed at the moment. So I think if this is a hammer here, if that hammer holds tomorrow and we start closing above 161.20, I will be a buyer. Otherwise, I would look to sweep up some of these lows down here if that is going to sell. And euro yen, much weaker, much weaker. If you're going to short, I would short the euro US dollar, not the euro yen, but that is still shortable. A new high. This is a reversal setup. New high, close well below next day. So this was a massive support area. Let's see if we can run into 135 and then start to work our way down again. So I would concentrate on the euro. If you're a bear, I would concentrate on the euro shorts. Okay, and just have a last look at the Aussie US dollar. Gold and commodities in general are really not stacking up. I think we've actually just come into a buy zone here. This is a nice little box. Poked it outside of it, and we've just poked back in again. And this is a key level here. So keep an eye on that, because we've got a 60-minute hammer here. If this doesn't get breached and we start to close higher, then I still think we could move up. But the bottom line is, on a lot of these charts, with the exception of the pound, we have got sell signals. Gold is very weak. This is why I was thinking this might happen. We might shuffle inside his apex. Every time we've come into this trend line, we've failed, and today is no exception. So that is definitely a a short at 1270. If we see it again, we may not get as high as that. RSI is low. This bar up here is very similar to where we are with the Dow at the moment. You know, a lot of topping tails, lower close. So we ran back into resistance and then started shorting. So that is likely to be the case. That could easily be the case with the Dow. Let me just re-look at the Dow. I'm seeing a 50-point bounce into the close. Now we could just work our way back into here. Even a retest 127 extension will be great before sinking lower. Oil is not doing it. It's sideways, it's under its apex. What we may end up doing is again bashing, making a run for that trend line and then rolling over. But I stay put. I mean, it's very, very narrow range, very low volume. Stay out of it for the moment. I would suggest that anyway. And Aussie dollar is great. That's a nice buy signal, 17200. And that's it. Let's look at the DAX. The DAX and the FTSE obviously were closed when the Fed were announcing. So tomorrow, these markets might get a pullback. So any kind of pullback could see this selling. May not even get a pullback. May just drop out of that zone and start to make our way back down to these support levels on this trend line. Okay, this is a distribution pattern here, and we are closing under that pivot. Alright, I hope that helps, and your feedback will be very welcome.